haven't got, because we haven't got the other one about Tom's stories, funny stories, or...
Well, we haven't got any funny stories. That's what you're not particularly.
The arrival of super-fast chips and the massive amount of data produced on the internet gave Andy and Helen Whitfield the idea that artificial intelligence could actually be possible. So what began? There was an economical battle going on in 1995 between Pixar, Sony, Windows and the Whitfields to see who could release their products first. Bill Gates won with showing off his brand new start button, which was released on the August of the 24th, 1995. Sony came second with the PlayStation. Third was Pixar with the first showing of Toy Story. Last was the Whitfields with the first self-growing AI, Thomas Michael Whitfield, was released on the 6th of December 1995. In all seriousness, Tom isn't really a machine, but he holds very similar characteristics.
Well, I tell you what, he was very, very, very naughty. We had to chastise him constantly, but he seems to have this laser focus on tasks. You know, he wants to see them through to completion.
What else has Thomas been laser focused on?
Well, I've got to say, it must be his education, seriously, because, you know, he seamlessly glided through his school years without very, to us anyway, very little effort, you know. I got literally hours of footage of them when they were sort of up until the age of 9 or 10. Hours. I would have loved to have taken other footage, but every time I got the camera near him whilst he was juggling, it was shut down completely.
And he's also, because he's only practicing, and he wasn't perfect. It wasn't what he was doing. He was just practicing, so therefore it was going on the camera.
Well, of course, Tom has, I don't know if you know, but he's just started to take up the piano. He did play the saxophone at school as well, so he took a number of grades on that. Still getting up with the attic. Actually.
I can't remember how well he did, but
he can play the saxophone. And it wasn't until he started secondary school that I think they were doing an art project of making juggling balls. Obviously something within his psyche. I've got some juggling balls.
I just remember him in the garden juggling.
But that's really the overriding. He does tend to hide his light.
He's not one for shouting about what he does really, but it does quietly get
very unassuming. Very understated.
And he's done mischievous things as a kid, like all kids do, and
I think we were discussing last night, and he didn't remember this, but he must have been about 5 or 6 years old, and there was a little bit of a quarrel that he'd had with you, and he stormed upstairs, and at the time he had one of these pistols which fired foam discs.
The disc things.
And I marched upstairs to try and remonstrate with him about his attitude, and he got commando style on the landing and started firing at me. I just burst out laughing, tears streaming down my eyes. He did the same as well. He didn't remember it, of course, but...
So I think like the first 6 or so years before I started doing numbers specifically, it was just like, come home from school, juggle, have fun, just sort of, leave it there. I wasn't really going for anything in particular apart from to generally improve. And then after that, motivated more by, I'm not sure really, just kind of knowing that I can improve and just improving is kind of rewarding. Part of what I love about juggling is being what feels like my physical limit. So that's naturally numbers. So I just keep pushing that because it continues that feeling, if that makes sense. Like, I think goals like 10 and 11 at the moment require the most consistency. So if I got those where I want them, I'm not sure where that is, I could probably practice less and maybe still be 13 or something. It depends if all the things happen.
What is the first number you actually try and nail?
It's kind of 10.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 5 to 7 is very much a warm-up. 8 and 9 is kind of see how it goes on the day, how I feel, yeah. That's kind of a goal, is to do 9, accidentally drop, and then find the other one with my foot and then kick back into 9.
Wow.
It's like, you get very little attempts at that, obviously, because like...
Yeah. Whose Zumba is that for?
Yours?
Oh, that's brilliant, thanks Tom.
Yeah, there's also a pillow for you.
Pardon? Ah, Tom, your hospitality is amazing. Genuinely, you can probably get your phone charged.
No, I'm going to charge it tomorrow morning when you're in your morning.
Ah, good thinking, Batman. So basically, Lewis has got a USB-C to USB-C, but I've got a USB-C to Lightning. So I'll chuck my... let's go to sleep.
Lewis? Yes?
How's your mum? Hey, Macarena.
Oh wow. This is ridiculous. It's not usually this big.
Yeah. Absolutely bloody astonishing, man. Go on, David. See?
Can you play the song that is in Lauger's dubstep juggling?
A spot in my vision now from the light from the interview.
Oh yeah, of course. Currently, Tom lives in Bristol, working as a computer programmer. Tom started juggling regularly around the age of 13, but it wasn't until he was 18 in 2014 when he started at Bath University that he really engaged in the juggling community and the online community. Tom says this helped him improve in his juggling. It wasn't until his second year at uni until he started taking numbers more seriously. In 2018, Tom became the second person ever to qualify 11 balls. He also holds the world record for 10 balls with 37 cashes, as well as 5 passing world records with Dan Wood and Dave Leahy. Dave was saying that Tom is one of very few jugglers who has equal records with even and odd numbers. Tom pretty much practices all numbers evenly, therefore every number is equally good, rather than having gaps in skill.
He really focuses on not overdoing it. He's good at breathing during patterns.
Okay, I've never...
Yeah, he really analyses what he's doing. He doesn't just do it.
I do get really motivated by Tom in the sessions, because he does. If I get pissed off, he won't get pissed off. Even if his sessions go bad, he'll make sure that he puts it up best.
So at the moment I'm doing 2 sessions a week. One is like just under 2 hours, the other is just under 3 hours. And then I also balance in with that some climbing. And my aim is kind of to be recovered for the juggling and then do other things like climbing, flying, strength and stuff. So I usually start with a warm-up which lasts about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And that's just going through 5 to 9, starting with things like basic side swaps, doing high flashes, maybe some high patterns. I kind of just see what I feel like on the day, but generally that's how it goes. After that I'll go to more serious numbers practice, where I'll probably have 1 or 2 goals in mind from like 10 to 13. But in general I'll just go through the numbers one by one, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then before even patterns I always do some one-handed stuff just to warm up for that. Currently I'm doing 2 sessions a week, but a lot of my progress has just been on 1 session a week. And my goal has been, during that, to do other things like the wrist weight juggling to gain strength in between sessions, then recover and then come back stronger each session. I don't really find that in a number session I'll gain much strength from just doing like an hour or 2 of numbers. But it's really useful to sort of come back after having done wrist weights, which I found to be really effective. Yeah, so like in addition to wrist weights, I do some other stuff that's like intended only for training purposes basically. So one of the things I do is occasionally just like drill lower numbers like 8 or 9, I'm lucky enough to be able to do it in my flat, so like I've just spent like an hour or so just basically doing repeats of 8 and 9 ball runs. Like I find when I'm doing that, like when I'm at the top of my game with 8 and 9, I'm also at the best place with 10 and 11, because those numbers seem to just require the most consistency. So for example, before the 10 ball record, I've been doing lots of these drills with 8 and 9, and that just really helps like getting rhythm and catching just really where it needs to be and accuracy and stuff. I tend to change my goals fairly often based off kind of how successful they are. Like one thing I do is I just see where I am with like numbers and see what seems the most out of place. Like for example, if my throw record is way higher than my record for catches, that's an obvious place to work on to bring up my actual record. So that's the case with 12 at the moment. There's like a huge disparity, so it's an obvious place to work on. That's one of my current goals, is to just get longer runs with 12 and async.
Oh, okay. Keep going. Keep that, then turn right hinge. Right hinge, okay.
Juggling, I'm afraid. Okay, no, that's cool. It's cool.
Tom, if you stay there, and Felix, you come a bit closer to us. A bit more. One more step. Perfect. Go for it, boys. When you two first met Tom, what did he think?
Very quiet, very shy, severe, modest. Yeah, I'm very modest. I think you really have to get to know Tom, like to be good friends with him. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I think is good because he has like his close circle of friends. But then we'll do a lot within that. You know, we'll go climbing, we'll go out juggling, we'll go for food, stuff like that. Just...
Do you think you're one of his friends?
Oh fuck it, Tom. Are we friends?
So, do you have any funny stories about Tom?
So yeah, we were in Franklin Bellies, and because Tom's vegan, he doesn't want any like mayonnaise or anything like that. And so on the menu it said with mayonnaise, and he said specifically to the waiter who was bringing it over, I don't want any mayonnaise with this meal, or your coleslaw, it might have been coleslaw. And she brought it over, and his reaction to him bringing it over, I specifically asked for no coleslaw. Why did you bring it over? And it was just like, it's not the first time I'd seen Tom get angry, but it was a funny session, that one.
He wasn't that
Because he's very passionate about the car, but he's really, really organised. I think he's motivated isn't the right word, but like the opposite of lazy. Like if he needs to do something, he'll just do it straight away and not even question. People sometimes have to like drive themselves to go and practice or something. I think he would just do it, and then he would just go home and do the chores and then go to bed and then go. It's like doesn't have to think about it. So it's super routine, right? You guess it. I think that's what discipline is, but it's like structured. Other people have to work towards discipline. I think is fairly natural to him. So he doesn't. I don't think you would consider it discipline, but I view it as discipline.
I think for people like Dan and I who grew up in the number era of Alex Barron, it was almost a bit demoralizing because we were trying to compete and then like we just weren't competitive. So like my morale to practice numbers kind of went down. Whereas I think Tom came in like the generation after, so he was no longer really competing with Alex. It was more of like Alex has shown what was possible and now Tom is just working towards that. I think maybe that was more positive than what we had to work with.
That's an awesome answer, man.
It's like mentality is pretty good, right? So, whilst I would get like scared with like the next barrier and stuff, Tom doesn't seem to really have that. That just keeps carrying on, trusts his training, eventually gets to things like 13-ish balls.
Do you have any funny stories about Thomas?
I think he qualified 11 and at the same time couldn't do 3-ball Mills Mets correctly.
How long ago was that?
I think that was the summer of 2017.
Right.
We came to visit in Bristol and we said Mills Mets for some reason and he did it and it was like completely wrong. There was this weird like, I don't know, this weird like thing like this rather than actually staying crossed over. My hands were sort of okay.
No, I do have lots of like blisters and rough hands in general.
Look to get it, Felix.
Thomas Whitfield, the eldest of 5 boys, was born in Detroit, Michigan to Thomas and Jacqueline Whitfield.
Can you tell me what you think are the most important points to become a good numbers juggler?
I think number one, I'd say breathing. I think that's something that not a lot of people consider, but it's something that I think is basically essential if you want to get past maybe short runs with 10 and more. It's something I've worked on specifically, and I think it's probably the thing that's helped me the most. Another point I'd say is just be consistent. It doesn't have to be huge quantities or as much as like every day or every other day, but as long as just like once a week with the, a decent amount of time in it, I think you'll probably continue to make progress. And then I think for me, I've found doing just additional like strength things like wrist weights has also just been really helpful.
Yeah,
That's probably something like it.
but so do we.
Well, maybe you look forget.
Good point. You got me there.
Who do you think has had the biggest impact on your juggling? Or what do you think has had the biggest impact on your juggling? Doesn't have to be a person.
Can I answer both?
So you can answer both.
Answer both.
Yeah, of course.
It would be ridiculous to say that anyone other than like Alex Barron for person, because that's just like the cleaning person to look at for numbers.
Yeah.
I think the early WJF guys at the beginning, so like Vover, Jason, who Thomas Dietz as well. And then impact is probably just realizing that other training outside of juggling is useful for juggling.
For example?
Just stuff like basic weight training, wrist weights for juggling, just working out even a little bit. You can, I notice a huge difference juggling.
Yeah. For juggler? Or jugglers, if you would prefer. Alex Barron?
Yeah, I mean, Alex Barron, other numbers people.
Yeah.
Like Peter Bain, Dan and Dave.
Oh, what Zach's question? What do you think of the IGA?
I thought the IGA was really good. A lot different, not a lot different, but quite different from the European ones I've been to. I need to know more, though.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I'd like to meet Flo. Jason would be cool.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably others. I think mainly American jugglers that meet there, because I've probably met most other people at European ones.
Ouch. Ha. La. Ouch. Ha. La. Ouch. 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 La. Ouch. Ouch. Look at me, I'm a beautiful creature. I don't care about your modern time preacher. Welcome boys, too much noise, I will teach ya. Pum pum po, pum pum po. Hey, I think you forgot that I play. My teddy bear's running away. The Barbie got something to say. Hey, 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 hey. My summer says leave me alone. I'm taking my Pikachu home. You're stupid just like you're smart. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. You're divine and he's about to regret. He's a I'm not your toy. Not your toy. You stupid boy. Stupid boy. I'll take you down now, make you watch me. Dancing with my dolls on the motherfucker beat. Not your toy. I need a boo bag. Don't you go on the pig and I beat and I button. I need a boo bag. Don't you go on the pig. Shit. Wedding bells ringing. Money man bling bling. I don't care about your stuff, baby. Pum pum po, rum pum po. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. You're divine and he's about to regret. He's a buck up, I'm not your toy. Not your toy. You stupid boy. Stupid boy. I'll take you down now, make you watch me. Dancing with my dolls on the motherfucker beat. I'll take you now, whip with me now, boy. I'm not your toy. You stupid boy. I'll take you down now, make you watch me. Dancing with my dolls on the motherfucker beat. I'm not your toy. Look at me, I'm a beautiful creature. I don't care about your modern time preacher. Not your toy, not your toy, not your toy, toy. I'm not your toy, not your toy, not your toy, toy.
Okay, let me know. I can change it if you don't like it, and that's that.
I'm sure I'll check it too.
Yeah. I don't know if you like the song though. We'll find out.
I'm assuming it's like some, I don't know, Powerpuff Girls, obviously.
Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil.